the first thing is some statistics, and we won't spend a lot of time on this, but there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about. When we put this together, Boogie and I were interested to see who the top players were in the National Hockey League with faceoffs. All right? And the two names that stood out for us are 3, Boyd Gordon, okay, and at 8, Jarrett Stoll. All right, you can see we had Joe Pavelski, we had Joe Thornton that were obviously a little bit farther down, but those two players have made a career out of being good in the faceoff circle. All right? So when you're assembling your team, so some of you may have tryouts coming up. This is an area that, at least for Bob and I and for Pete DeBoer, we really now have a real appreciation for. That one or two players, or those one or two players, that can win faceoffs. All right, at critical times, all right, in the offensive or defensive zone when you need to gain possession. All right, do you have that person on your team or two of them to help win faceoffs? The second slide that we have is team statistics. We were fortunate. We were in the top half of the National Hockey League in faceoffs. All right, we were a strong faceoff team. The teams we played against in the playoffs, when you look at St. Louis, Pittsburgh, Los Angeles, and Nashville, all right, all good teams as well. All had different weapons that they could throw at us. Forwards that not only played center, but played the wing that could take faceoffs. Very versatile type players. And every team has those. All right? And the challenge for you guys as staffs is, do you have those people on your team that are good in faceoffs?
So I'm going to talk about what we do when we lose a faceoff in our own end on the defensive side of things, and I'll also talk what we're going to do if we win a draw in a defensive zone. So there's two ways most teams are going to play. They're either going to play man-on-man like Spotter was just talking about with St. Louis, and we're going to be in a handoff situation like we do in San Jose. Both have their advantages and disadvantages. Again, one of the reasons that we don't like man-on-man because we don't trust our forwards. And being a former defenseman, that's obviously, it's been ingrained in my head for a long time. So what we do in San Jose is we have a handoff situation. So in a handoff situation, and I'll explain these as we show the clips as we roll them out. So in this situation, we lose the puck. It's to the strong side boards here. All right, here's our jobs and responsibilities on a loss. Our board side D, all right, he's responsible for anything low around the top of the circle towards the boards underneath the top of the circle. Our center, opposite of that, he's responsible for anything high, responsible for any plays above the top of the circle, high rolls or third forward high, and we'll show you these as we go. All right, strong side winger, which is a left winger in this clip, or in this slide, sorry. He's got to fight out, he's got to front pucks, jump to the point. Again, we're going to talk about bumping and jumping as well. And the right winger, who is the weak side winger, he's also got to get out there. He's got to jump to the point. He's got to front pucks. But he can't desert the middle of the ice, especially when the puck's won towards the boards. He's got to help out with middle coverage. So in saying that, I'm going to show you in this presentation how it looks against different situations and how we adjust and how we hand off. Go ahead, Coop. All right, this is versus high play, so anything above the top of the circles. We're talking about handoffs. So now what I just said in the last slide, centerman has got to assess the situation. He's got to fight out on top of the circles here. So we'll go through some clips here. Go ahead, Coop. All right, in this clip, we're going to pay attention to Hurdle, our centerman, and then Patrick Kane right here. He's going to roll up above the top of the circles. All right, stop. Tommy Wingle's our right winger. He's fighting out. Here's our left winger fighting out. All right, that's Hurdle. Just lost the draw. So Kane's come from the inside. All right, he's found this high area, the soft area, which was Burns' guy. Obviously, we don't want Burns chasing him out above the top of the circle. So Hurdle leaves the centerman. Burns is going to accept the centerman, and Hurdle's going to find Kane up here. Go ahead. All right, now we're in a man-to-man situation. Stop. They're starting to roll. We talk about Chicago. They activate their D. They start rolling in the offensive zone. Now we're in a man-on-man situation up top, and we got good coverage. So the centerman assessed the situation. He let his guy go to the net. The D picked him up, and Hurdle went and found the guy above the top of the circles.